So this is my Amazfit T-Rex. I've been using it for about a year, and I wear it daily 24/7 for about 70% of the time, so about maybe 250 days out of 365. You can see there's quite a bit of wear on the straps, both the longer and the shorter parts of the strap, and the body of the watch is a little bit scuffed up. I have a screen protector on, so I'll talk about it later. But the body is definitely it's tough, but it's kind of soft, and you can see the straps are also worn where the bolts are. So this is where if they're too worn, you must replace them. Usually, you're not supposed to be able to see these screws that you can see right here. So the straps are definitely very flexible. You can see they stretch quite a bit, and because they're so flexible, they're actually quite easy to put them on, especially when compared to the G-Shocks, which have much more inflexible straps. And once you put the straps on, you can see that the bottom of the straps is the part that wears the most, because this is what you, I guess, scrub or lay your hand on the most. So I have a screen protector on, and you can see that there's a little bit of wear on the screen, a bunch of micro scratches and fingerprints, but this was actually free. It came with the watch, and I guess I have no intention of replacing it because it's just fine. The back of the watch is basically the same as new, I would say. There's literally no wear that you could see of. There's a bit of dirt or dead skin, but that's not the watch's fault. Onto the front face, you can see that the four bolts that some people had issues with are fine on mine, and the four buttons also work just fine. The interface is slow. The animations are not that great, but I really have no issues with it. I basically use this as a glorified fitness tracker. So it's basically just a slightly smarter fitness band, like Xiaomi Mi Band or Fitbit Inspire and all those bands within the $50 or $60 range. And for that purpose, this works fine. The battery is on par, if not better than those bands. So this is amazing to not have to care about it. So I'm sure you'll find better videos on how exactly the app looks like, but I'll just show you the few parts, the sections that I look at myself. So those are the sleep section first, where you can see the light sleep, deep sleep, RPM sleep, and the awake times. So this is kind of useful, just to check how good you've been sleeping or how poor. And you look at the yellow the most, which is when I wake up at night, and it's quite accurate. The other section I look at is the heart rate, which I look at and just feel bad about how little I've been exercising. There's a bunch of extra tools, which is workout types and all the things that I never use basically. The battery, as you can see here, it's at 55% after 6 days of full charge. So that's how I get about 2 weeks on a single charge. One of the other things I use is Find Watch, so that's kind of useful. The watch just vibrates, and I'm not sure if you can set for it to make a sound. I don't think there's a speaker on it actually, which is fine. I rarely lose the watch. I just mostly lose my phone. The watch is usually on your wrist or charging. So yes, if you click on Find My Phone, your phone will ring quite loudly actually, so you'll definitely find it. So a lot of people worry about the size of the T-Rex, and I just wanted to compare it to the G-Shock that I also wear quite often, and they're about the same size, and the thickness is about the same as well, with the G-Shock being slightly thicker due to the raised edges. Otherwise, they're basically the same. The straps on the T-Rex make it, they hug your wrist more so than the G-Shock. So that does create an impression that the watch is a little thinner or a little smaller. So here is how the watch looks like when one is holding chopsticks. This is maybe for size reference. So one last thing is the replacement strap I got from AliExpress. They're quite decent quality. They go for anywhere between $4 and $6 depending on the seller. Usually they have free shipping as well. They're a little tougher than the original ones and also a little less flexible. So I think they will wear a little longer than the original ones. Maybe it will last more than a year. The one difference between the two is that the original one has the plastic clasp and the aftermarket has metal clasp. Otherwise, they are basically of comparable quality. Anyway, this is a good watch. I think you'll be satisfied if you don't expect a full-on smartwatch, but just a smarter fitness band with an awesome battery life.